Hi guys, I'm Nicole. I'm a homeschooling mom to a 7, 5, and 2-year-old, and we have been using Good and the Beautiful language arts since my 7-year-old was 3, I want to say, almost 4, 3.5. And I'm gonna get into it with you guys. Okay, so I have not made this video because there's so many already out there about the Good and the Beautiful, and a lot of them are like sponsored by them and things like that. So I just kind of felt like, do we need another one? I don't know, but why not? Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell you guys my thoughts on it. So currently we are on my 5-year-old is doing level K. He is almost done with it, and it's November, so he's very far ahead because I'll tell you why shortly. Okay, so that's one that we're doing, and then we are also doing level 2, and my 7-year-old is on level 49, so he's what, like halfway, almost halfway. And so he's also ahead. So my main thing with the Good and the Beautiful is it's easy. It's so easy to use. When I would have those days when my kids were younger, where, not that they're old, but you know, my 7-year-old was like kind of first doing school, and then my now kindergartner was like, I want to do it too. So I he probably started when he was 2, I don't know, because he just wanted to so much. But anyway, this is what I would reach for when they wanted to do something and maybe I was feeling like, oh, I'm kind of tired of that today, like I'm pregnant and don't want to do anything at that time. This is so easy to implement and it's fun for them. Like this one coming up, I sometimes pre-read it, you don't always need to, but so he's gonna fill up these water cups and then he's gonna follow this to make like a tune. And so he fills them up based on the words that he's reading. If they end in a certain way, then he fills up a different cup, whatever. It's really fun and interactive, but it doesn't have to be. Like, if you don't want to do that, you don't like have to do that part either, and they still get something from it. So I have another video on my channel that is, I don't remember what it's titled, but it's basically like, is the Good and the Beautiful enough? Like I was feeling last year at the end of the year, like it was just like not challenging enough for my 7-year-old because he's a very advanced reader. He reads anything, thick chapter books and things like that, and he has for a while. And I was just like, is this really that challenging? Because he can do the lessons on his own, like I'm sitting there with him, but he really doesn't need me to. And so I did add some things which I can talk about in a minute, but after thinking about it, I was like, it is enough. Like it is sufficient for like language arts and for learning. And this is all I've done with him besides like typical, you know, besides reading aloud or like normal, just like going over letters before he ever started and things like that. So it's proving it. And then my 5-year-old is also an amazing reader. So I'm just like, yes, it's got to be enough if this is where they're at, you know. The only thing that I don't really do with, actually there's a couple things I guess that I don't follow. I don't do the flashcards because I've said this, I'm like a broken record, but we don't do memorization in that way. So we don't memorize math facts, we don't memorize words, we do purely phonics. I don't have them read a book until I know that they can sound out all of the sounds. And it's worked great for us. So they are able to decode my 5-year-old, even though he's not like at a stage where he can read, you know, big chapter books, he gets tired of it. He could decode like any of the words and figure them out, which is pretty cool. And then the other thing I don't always do is the readers that come with it. So this level 2 now is I do this one more frequently, like whenever I notice it on the page, because he reads a little bit of it, and then there's comprehension questions, which I think are really great. But the kindergarten one, I don't think he's really read any from that, but I do love the Good and the Beautiful's library, where they have books and the certain levels and We have a lot of those and I love those. I would love to have like every book that they sell and make because they're so good. So yes, we have grown to love it. Some other things that I've outsourced. We do handwriting with The Good and the Beautiful, and I have, and I also have like the Dash Into Learning, their handwriting for cursive, just because my son wanted to start it, my 7-year-old wanted to start a little bit early. It looks fun. We'll definitely still do The Good and the Beautiful cursive as well. We also have, do actually have a video about all of the language arts that my 2nd graders using. So check that out on my channel. But I'll just quickly go through what else we use. So Explode the Code we use for days that we just wanted to like take it easy. This is mostly for my kindergartner because this is already really easy for my 2nd grader. But for my kindergartner, Explode the Code is a great one for when he's kind of sick of because some days it's the same, just like read these words. So we'll pull out dot markers, I'll get stickers, just kind of thinking of fun different ways for him to read through. I think that's been really important. I bet if we look through actually his book, there's probably, there's some stickers, dot markers. It's like more different stickers. Trying to like, and watercolors, we do all different things. I think that's really important for the kindergarten level and keeping it fun and exciting so he's not just like reading a list of words. And that's all that he uses. He has a handwriting from Good and the Beautiful as well. And then my 2nd grader, we have outsourced, it's mostly literature because Good and the Beautiful doesn't really have that within their book. And I just count it as language arts. So on the bottom, you know, it says it has like geography and all these other things, but I just use it for, you know, like grammar, spelling, reading, I suppose. And we use Memoria Press lit guides, and we switch between that and then Brave Writers Dart, which is what we're doing this month. And it's really fun. So we switch back and forth with those. And then he has Explode the Code, and I feel like there might be one that I'm missing. Oh, we have a bunch of the books from Sonlight Book Shark, that company, and the comprehension questions. So he can read those, and then I can look over the comprehension questions and ask him that. But the Good and the Beautiful does offer it, it's just not very frequent. So I think that's pretty much how I feel about it. I don't know if I really dove into everything. This was kind of a last minute record a video sort of thing. And yeah, so back on my channel, if you guys want to check, I've got lots of information about other curriculums. We also moved out to a little bit of property a few years ago. So we are in the middle of changing our shop into a barn. We're going to be getting goats in the new year, and very excited about that. If you follow me on Instagram, we just went to like a sheep farm down the road from us with our homeschool group, and that was really fun. We're just kind of always doing like fun little things, and I like baking, I don't know, all that stuff. So if you guys are interested in any of that, there's also some like referral codes, discounts in the description box. So if you guys have any other questions about the Good and the Beautiful, feel free to ask and I will definitely answer them. And yeah, parting words, I just think it's really great, and it seems easy because it is, but it still works, you know, just follow it and keep using it every day. And yeah, and I wanted to also mention, I just ended the video and then remembered this, so I'm going to stick this in there, but we do use the old, this probably looks different to you if you're new to Good and the Beautiful. We use the one version past because it's a little bit more challenging, and I prefer that. So especially the kindergarten level, a lot of people didn't like this level because it was too challenging too fast, but I was prepared for it because I already did it with my oldest son, and I just wanted to stick with the same for my next because I was already familiar with it, and we don't do apps and stuff, and I know that that's in the new ones. But while I'm sure those ones are great, we stick with the old one. So if you're confused by that, that's why they might look a little bit different. Thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure to subscribe.